With the mentoring system that is being funded by the Fijian government, we're spending about $370,000. It's not a small amount of money, but we see it as a very good investment, in particular to work with small to medium enterprises. Because we know that there are many people, for example, who have the business acumen, who have got a good idea, who have a good product. They may not necessarily know everything about how to run a business. They may not necessarily know how to do a cash flow projection. They may not necessarily know, well, how do I plan and budget? And there could be external pressures, as you know, in Fiji. So how do they ring fence their business from their personal lives? How do they ensure that there's sustainability? You know, one of the things that we have done is you've seen the Buy Fijian, Fijian Made initiative that we launched about a couple of years ago. And you've also seen how we are assisting through the Ministry of Women, for example, many women projects where they make handicraft. As you would have known that recently in Ba, these women are making these amazing shell necklaces, etc., from discarded oyster shells. It looks terrible, but once they sand it down, they make this wonderful handicraft. It's okay to make it. It's okay to have the skill sets, but you also need to go the next step. How do you sell it? Where do you sell it? How much do you sell it for? So many projects, as we've noticed over the years, you get a lot of publicity and people say, wonderful project, and they bring people out from overseas and teach them how to make things. But eventually it all dies out. The reason why it dies out is because the people who are making it, the people who have the skill sets, do not have the ability to market it. So what we did, for example, in Ba, was with the industry and trade, we brought in some of the retail outlets. In that particular case, I think there's Tapu's and a couple other stores. They came in, they saw their products, we've tied them in, we got them to talk about it, we've got them to get a good price for it, and they'll be displaying it. In the same way, for example, if you go to their stores now, you'll see a particular section that has Fijian made. So the tourist actually does not mind paying more dollars for it, because they know it's authentic Fijian handicraft. They know it's an authentic Fijian product. So that is very critical to establish that business sense. And we can start off small. We can start off by mentoring the small to medium enterprises, because in most economies, that's the driver of the economy. And we're also getting them to work with the cooperatives, because the cooperatives, you have a bigger catchment. You have a lot more people within the cooperative, and as the PS highlighted, within the community itself. So ladies and gentlemen, I think we all need to understand, and many of you need to understand this. Indeed, the media also needs to understand this, because now in the lead up to the elections, everybody will be coming with a quick fix. There's no quick fix. We need to start from the basics. And this is fundamentally what we have been doing over the past 7 to 8 years. We need to get the foundation right. The analogy that I use is when you're building a house, if your foundation is not right, your walls and your windows can be very expensive and fantastic looking, but it all fall down if the foundation is not right. So we need to build the foundation, and this is precisely what we have been doing. So part of the initiative of the National Export Strategy is to give people a leg up. It's not a handout, it's a leg up, where people have actually put in their own time, effort, energy, sweat, in some instances blood, to ensure that the business is doing well. They may need to go up to the next step, and that's where we step in and we provide them with that level of assistance. And I'm glad to see many of the businesses that have been assisted. A couple of them have been assisted before, but there are many new recipients of this. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the initiative, and with the mentoring system, we hopefully will be able to get more businesses online. And that is very, very critical. The last point I'd like to make, without making a long speech, because I'm sure you all want to know who the recipients are, what is very critical is the quality control. The Germans have lifted the kava ban. As you know, a few years ago, we were all able to send our kava. So everybody said, let's make a quick buck. They put in the leaves, they put in the stem, they put everything. So the quality of the kava that was exported deteriorated significantly. So we just thought about only tomorrow, or we only thought about today. We do not think about next year, 5 years, 10 years' time. In the same way we are telling the ladies who are making the handicraft, in the same way many of you who are exporting, the dollar exporter, if he says, look, the price is really good, let's put in all the rotten dollars or half of them, let's hide it underneath, next time they won't buy their product. They say, don't go to Fiji, or don't go to this particular company. So we must always ensure that there's quality. And there must always be a focus on quality. And of course, as we've seen in some of the other areas, sustainability in terms of supply chain. That is very, very important. So hopefully with the mentoring system, they'll also be able to talk to you about that. And we'd like you to work together with the Ministry of Industry and Trade, where we can provide you that assistance. We can help you to tie up with people who can help you with that. But as Fijians, we need to be very proud of all our products. We need to be proud of what is being produced in Fiji, and in particular what is going out of Fiji, because it's the country's reputation that is at stake. I mean, there are many products that we go overseas, and people say, that's from Fiji. In the same way, our rugby team is a product. Everybody knows the Flying Fijians. People know various other products that comes from Fiji. We already have a huge advantage. Whenever you mention the word Fiji, people think, clean environment, pristine waters, friendly people, has not suffered any environmental degradation. So it must be good. So we have to ensure that we live up to that reputation, and indeed even do better than that. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here. Thank you all of you who've applied. I wish you all the best with the businesses. We are here to work with you. Those of you who have received the funding today through the NES, please use that funding for that particular purpose. This is my word of caution. We've recently going to charge somebody because they took the money from us but used it for something else. That's not the purpose. By doing that, you're actually denying somebody who deserves it. So we all need to work together as a team, as a country, as all Fijians. We need to put our heads together, our minds together, our energy together to make sure that we all do well individually, but as a country too. So and thank you for coming this morning. Thanks.
Export of food crops from Nagua. 96,000. Fruits and vegetables, 65,000. 50,000 exporting fruits and vegetables from Nasini. Green Lumber Solutions Limited, 83,612 exporting mahogany from Nasini as well. Lami Kava Ltd, 126,608 exporting kava and also from Lami. Maqere Exports Ltd, 27,847 exporting fruits and vegetables from Tabua. Way Cooperative Ltd, 92,000 exporting fruits and vegetables from Nani. Pacific Fishing Company Ltd, 119,140 exporting canned fish all the way from Lemuka. Raj Kava Dealers Ltd, 150,000 exporting kavas from Nosol. South Pacific Elixirs Ltd, 137,500 bottling kava all the way from Lemuka. And the last one is Walt International Ltd, 200,000 exporting coral and live fish all the way from Sugar City of Lotop.